Bakit sa North lang po yung flagship projects natin? Bakit wala naman po sa Mindanao? When we say that Mindanao also produces like is the food basket of the Philippines, bakit po ang flagship projects natin are all on the north, no? Sa regions 1, 2, and 3.
Mr. Chair, meron din po tayo sa Visayas, like itong Panay River Basin, and then Halaor. Malaki rin po yung dalawa na yun. And sa Mindanao naman po, meron tayo along the Pulangi River Basin. Meron po tayo dyan. Billions po ang punto dyan. Sa Malitubog, Maridagaw, billions din po ang punto dyan. Saan po ba yung iba? Titingnan po namin ng Meron din po, Mr. Chair.
Bakit wala po dito sa presentation ninyo, Administrator?
Yung iba po ay, meron kami mga ongoing pero tig 1 billion po yung mga yun. So hindi namin sinama doon sa doon sa ating legacy projects kasi talagang mga po yun. More than 5 billion actually.
So are you saying na itong mga in-include lang ninyo ay itong mga malalakihang projects na
malalakihang project. Pero
but then again, it still goes back to the question, bakit dun lang? Bakit sa north lang, no? I'm not saying na, it's where the president is from and you're from, no? I visited your place. It's also very nice po. But hindi po, you cannot help but na magigising naman po yung insecurities ng mga taga Mindanao, no? Na kami na nga yung naghahabol pa nga sana. Yet the big infrastructure projects on irrigation are all in the north. No, kami na nga yung nag-suffer ng mga historical injustices po, yet kami pa rin yung last in the list of priorities po in terms of big ticket projects.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Actually, meron tayong mga naka-pipeline din. Meron tayong ongoing po yung feasibility study natin like in your area, district, Mr. Chair. Yes, meron tayo yung Sawaga River sa San Jose Strip. Po. At yung Buldon, meron din tayong Buldon projects. So, hindi ko lang pwede natin ipag-present yung ating pwede ko bang ipasa sa ating para masabi po lahat yung mga projects po sa inyo sa ating core plan?
To save time po, can you just give me a list na lang after?
Yes.
Na para at least ma-appreciate ko rin kasi ngayon ang nakikita ko lang ay puro north lang po. I hope you understand din po where I'm coming from, no? Kasi parang feeling talaga namin na it's always been unfair. We've always been treated as third-class citizens. Instead of catching up po, palagi pa rin kaming nahuhuli in terms of the budget for agriculture doon sa Mindanao. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. We now go to the minority. We now recognize Deputy Minority Leader Laila De Lima. But I think, is she around? If not, we will go to the next one in the minority. Will be Deputy Minority Leader Jesus Bong Suntay. Wala rin yata. We move on to Representative Presley Jesus.
Thank you. I'm here, Mr.
Thank you
Chair.
very much.
Thank you. Magandang tanghali po sa atin lahat. So my first question is addressed to our good secretary. The question is, the department is asking for about 150 billion for 2026. Included in this increase is the Rice Competitiveness Fund amounting to 30 billion for 2026, 3 times more than what we had previously given. Where exactly did the previous year's funds go, and what proof do you have that they made our locally produced rice more competitive? Billions in rice fund have also gone unutilized in the past. What reforms will ensure that this money will actually reach the ground this time? So we're talking about 3 times po ang hiningi natin this year compared to vis-a-vis to last year, 10 billion lang.
Mr. Chair, basically yung 10 billion na yun, yan yung RCEP funds that is by law na makukuha ng DA. And yung 30 billion next year is yun naman yung amended RTL na RCEP from 10 billion magiging 30 billion. So half of that would be for the 30 billion, half of that would be for mechanization, seed production, tsaka Yung half, yung dalawa. 9 billion sa mechanization and including post-harvest yun, no? 6 billion for the local inbred seeds.
Yes, sir.
Inbred seeds. Then yung remaining 15 billion na yun, it will be a menu. Selected from a menu to be proposed by the Department of Agriculture to the President, at ang Presidente magde-decide nun kung ano yung aaprubahan niyang latag, no? Nung 15 billion na yon, which will involve inbred seeds again, solar irrigation, and post-harvest, pest and disease management, and soil health. So, among others, no? So, every year, pwedeng mag-iba-iba yan, depende sa pangangailangan natin. But may fixed menu yun na kailangan lang sundin, Mr. Chair.
Talking about that, no? Although, yung bang from 10 billion to 30 billion is astronomical, nakita nyo ba yung difference ng 10 billion? Malaki ho ba ang naging production natin?
Mr. Chair, wala pa actually, hindi pa na-implement yung 30 billion na yan eh.
10 billion, yung 10
Yung
billion.
10 billion, yes, may impact ko yan. Basically, that's more of machineries and post-harvest eh. So, we will see this year kung tama ang aming prediction is mag-i-increase yung ating production of rice by at least 300,000 tons eh, from the highest, which is 2023.
Mr. Chair, in your honest opinion, Secretary, talaga bang tayo pa? Kasi unlike before, no, I remember vividly, the Vietnam pupunta pa sa Los Baños yan para mag-study. Talaga alam naman natin yan, no? But now, in-overtake nila tayo. Talaga bang ano pa, considering the fact ang dami ng subdivision sa ating mga probinsya ngayon, talaga bang very competitive pa rin ba tayo when it comes to rice production natin?
Mr. Chair, basically, sa irrigated areas, we are very competitive. Ang problema talaga natin is unirrigated. Ang karamihan. Ang Vietnam is almost 90% irrigated, while the Philippines is only 46% irrigated sa flatlands. So, yun talagang major issue. If we can irrigate all our land, we need to irrigate maybe another 1.2 million hectares. Tapos if we can have an average of 5.5 metric tons to 6 metric tons per hectare, then we will be self-sufficient.
So what's holding us back na hindi ma-irrigate? So you said only 46% irrigated? So wala man lang, it's not even mid 50%, below 50% threshold pa rin tayo, Mr. Chair?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Ang nadadagdag lang natin na irrigated areas is about 80 to 100,000 hectares a year based on the budget natin eh. Tapos may bagyo pa and everything. So bumilis na lang yan, Mr. Chair, nung panahon ni BBM eh. Dahil mas nalalakihan ng pondo namin. Pero kulang pa rin. But if we can divert more funds to irrigation, pwedeng mapabilis yan, Mr. Chair.
So how much did you ask this year for next year budget as far as the irrigation? Kasi dito tinatamaan si Admin Gillian eh, dahil nga sa mga nangyayari.
Mr. Chair, I would defer to NIA kasi sa kanila yung budget. Pero kung akong tatanungin niyo, Mr. Chair, at least sana may 150 billion sila a year.
Just for the
for irrigation.
For irrigation.
And
okay.
Water impounding.
And what's the breakdown before Admin Gillian answered that question? Anong breakdown natin as far as Luzon besides Mindanao as far as yung irrigation is concerned? Saan ba mas kailangan natin? Sa Mindanao ba o sa Visayas?
Kung ako tatanungin nyo, Mr. Chair, I would put the irrigation kung saan hindi masyadong tinatamaan ng bagyo, which is one is south of southern half of the Palawan, number one, or western part of Mindanao.
So
Sure.
that goes to Admin Gillian. So meron kayong pipeline na, kasi narinig ko may pipeline ka. Is that part of your pipeline yung sinabi ni Secretary?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Actually, ang request natin for 2026 is 214 billion. Ano? At ang ating NEP is 45 billion. Ang totoo po niyan, tama si Secretary, ano? Dapat dito sa South, meron po tayong, dyan po natin i-post dahil bukod sa magandang weather, maganda pa ang lupa. So ang ginawa po nga namin sa NIA as part of our effort, pinadala ko yung ating team Kasi nagpunta po kami ni Secretary Laurel sa Vietnam, nakita namin kung paano ang ginawa doon sa pinakamalawak na lupain nila, yung 1 million hectares po nila na pinapatinaman nila doon. Kagaya po ng status ng lower sa may Pikit marshland po natin. Ano? So pinadala ng NIA ang aming team sa Vietnam para pag-aralan kung paano ang sistema nila. And then sinurvey po namin yung marshland areas natin. At meron na po kaming plano, meron kaming proposal, meron kaming program of work ready to implement po kung may pondo lang sana. So kami naman po sa NIA, of course, ay although ito yung budget natin, nagre-ready na naman po kami. Baka sakaling madagdagan at baka sakaling may mga convergence projects na tayo with DPWH.
Admin, did I hear it right? Tayo pa nag-benchmark ngayon sa Vietnam? Yung bang sabi mo?
Tama po, maganda yung sa irrigation construction nila, Mr. Chair. Kasi very similar po siya doon sa ating marshland sa Mindanao. Napakaluwang po nun. Ano po? At yun ang pinagawa namin ng plano. So meron na po kaming plano, napasurvey na namin, nagawa namin ng plano. So sa NIA,
So do you think, Admin and Secretary, will that be realized in the coming soon? Ano ba yan? Immediate ba yan o how long it will take? Para at least, you know what I'm talking about, Secretary and Admin? Ito na siguro yung tama, yung sinabi yung solusyon, tama, yung hindi binabagyo. So kung gagawin natin yan, so we might as well concentrate our budget dun sa area na yan. And my question is, how long?
Mr. Chair, we actually requested, which was approved sa NEP namin, yung budget for the study of 150 million pesos. The study will be conducted starting January of next year. So hopefully matapos yun within 6 months. Then with that study, we will now identify kung gaano kalaking area ma-recover na. Estimate na yun mga 300,000 hectares. At magkano gagastusin doon using yung Vietnamese way of doing things na medyo mura. Pag sa 2027 budget, yun ang plano namin hingin jointly ni Administrator Gillian sa national government, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. In all honesty, ano sa tingin nyo, Admin and of course Secretary, ang pwedeng gawin? Through laws ba, guidelines, frameworks, regulatory, para mapabilis natin to? Not only yung rice production as far as DA is concerned.
Well, Mr. Chair, I think we need budget lang naman yung budget We have the plans already. We have an idea. Yung sa kanal, yung sinasabi namin, let's say sa Linguasan Marsh, 150,000 hectares yan Na 120 pala. Tapos may Agusan River Basin pa, may Candaba River Basin. Yung mga yan, yung plano namin ma-recover na instead of flooded. Canal system like Vietnam, using backhoe lang ang ginagamit na. Maraming backhoe, maraming tao. And it's mura lang siya. Then if we can recover up to 300,000 at 5 tons per hectare, halos 1.5 million.
At yung swamp na yun, may tubig na yan, di ba?
Yes, sir.
So hindi natin problema.
Yes.
Yun lang. So I hope in the near future, tutukan namin yan kasi I think that will resolve the problem as far as the shortage of rice is concerned. Kasi nakakaya, dati ang Vietnam lang nag-ano tayo sa atin, ngayon tayo na pala ang nagbe-benchmark. And there's no wrong with benchmarking to other country as long as mag-improve tayo. That will sort to my another question. Additionally, yung 2020 budget includes the rollout of new initiatives as the 20 Rice for All program with a budget of 10 billion allocation and the establishment of agricultural food hub project with 2.125 billion. Is that correct? Tama ba yun?
Yung sa food hub, Mr. Chair, is 2.1 billion.
2.1 billion.
Yung 1.6 to 1.7 billion dyan ilalagay sa Clark, sa SIAC, Clark International Airport, na lupa na 45 hectares. We will be putting a roof on about 12 to 15 hectares as the first phase. So yan yung magiging mega food hub natin, which dyan na dadalhin ngayon ng mga farmers yung dala nila, yung produkto nila from as far as Quirino hanggang Clark. And of course, yung market naman sa Manila and Pampanga, doon na pupunta para mamili. magtatayo rin tayo sa Quezon tsaka sa Manolo Fortich sa Bukidnon.
I like that project na yan, no? Sino mga intended beneficiaries na to? And how come